Welcome. I am Daisy, and welcome to my channel. And this is our full moon messages. And I hope that we can spend a beautiful time together. If you can make it live, for those of you that are supporting me here on Patreon, that is wonderful. That is great. And looking for the cards here that I'm going to set up before we get rolling. Got our activation stones here. Okay. And I will be drawing today. I love this deck. I will be drawing from for the moon, for the full moon oracle. I will draw from the Star Code Oracle, Heather Roan Robbins, and it has a booklet, so we may refer to the booklet on occasion if we need further clarification. Okay, and for those of you that are able to make it live, the ones that are in our Patreon community, I will draw a second card for you. And because it's a little bit whimsical, I will give you, no, I should put the option out here, but being that it's early in the year, we'll go ahead and draw from this money and career deck here. So we'll draw that second card from there. All right. And what I will do for the zodiac, I will draw from the Moonology. So let's get into this. I wanted to say thank you again for joining me here today on our live, and I'll take care of some housekeeping first. And hopefully we'll all be able to enjoy clear skies today for the full moon viewing. So I'd like to say that wherever it is applicable, yes, this tarot and oracle reading is for entertainment purposes. So again, I am not a financial advisor, nor am I a doctor. So if there's some issues that come up with wealth and money, we have to move that in that direction if you need to get further clarification. And want to again say thank you so much for joining me today on the live event. And a little bit about my channel here, what I like to focus on this particular channel. It's about sharing with you my passions. Of course, one is developing and growing and diving into what is sometimes called taboo. Other places are like the mysticism, philosophy, self-help, growing, and growing our spirit, our mind, and also all enriching ourselves as a human being. Long ago, I came up to the idea and conclusion that we don't come with a manual, but what we do have are others that have come before us with amazing bright stars and an amazing trail. They call those the trailblazers, and they've been here through history, whether it's Jesus Christ or whether it's someone new as, what do they call Steve Jobs, people that are just expansive and sharing so much in the world. And many, I mean, even to name just those two, I'll leave it on that bookshelf. There's the book that we have right now could fill up pages and pages of incredible human beings that have contributed so much to the next generation. So thank God for them, or thank our creator for them. And then the other thing is also diving into that world that is so common to you and I. And for some, it may be forbidden, the world of symbols and signs and following that intuition. And what is that intuition? And when do we know that we're tapping to that higher voice communicating to us? And many of us have become accustomed, or we have been able to learn just as any muscle to develop an awareness of when that higher voice is communicating with us. And some call it intuition, and others, by some of their names they may have. And so that is hence the world of tarot and oracle reading that I've engaged myself for the most part of my life. I mean, considering that I started tapping into it when I was 23, and 6 decades later, here I am. So and sharing that passion with you. And hopefully, where is that going to go on the channel? I'm still trying to figure out what it's going to look like for myself and for us as we journey together and learn. Some of the things I would like to bring some content, some esoteric books on that topic. Other things that I'd like to do is make longer videos on the different tarot spreads on how to, or card spreads. Others is, spending a little time talking about colors and color interpretations, dream interpretations, symbols interpretations, animal totems, and all these little things, taking time on the channel to share that, and even gems and stones. I do have, like here, I have my own little, um, showcase my little stems and stones that I like to use, and desert rose and things like that, and of course, by its own name, a zebra stone, but each one in the different properties. And there's also great books that talk about these things, and have documented the influence and the energies that these things have. And as I mentioned before, everything is energy, and how many times have you walked into a room and you have sensed a feeling about the space? And that's just you being you and paying attention to you, right? Hey, Madeline, how are you? Nice to see that you're in. Um, so as we get started here, that's kind of wanted to give you a little background about what I'm, bringing here to the channel. Also, what we're going to be covering today, and this is a part of something that I've been doing here on Patreon, and sharing it now in my YouTube community, and which is I offer, and if you would like to support me on Patreon, I offer two one card interpretations a month, and this is through one is called the full moon messages, which is what we're doing today. And I draw one card, and if you can make it out live, I will draw two cards for you. And then the second one is called Playing with Angels, which is also a live event where I draw a card and I interpret it. So if you do have something that you would like, a question that you have, feel free to type it into the message box here. And as I finish doing our Patreon community, and if time is willing here, I'll go ahead and draw one for you. But if you'd like to move up on the what do I call it here, the roster, the roster that we have, feel free to move yourself up by hitting up one of those super chats, and I'll make sure that you will have a reading before I do log out. So that's an option. If you don't want to join the Patreon community, you can do so by hitting that super chat. Okay, so let's see what else I've got here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Um, that's right. Just keeping my notes so that I can stay. Oh yeah, and another thing that I do deliver on our Patreon community is delivered to your email. Is a one card meditation. I draw one just for you, that so that you can, sit with it, so you can meditate with it, so you can begin to explore that connection that is being made just for you for with that card, and allow it to take you where it's going to take you, and open up channels and help you answer whatever concerns you may have. Hello, I see we have twins on wheels. You made it so much. Say hello to the twins and to Floor. Hello, hello. Okay, the next thing that I'd like to touch up on here is let's see. Okay, so I do want to thank YouTube, also YouTube creators, for adding the super chats, which has made it so easy for many of us that have not reached that 4,000 watch hours that is so elusive for some of us. So which allows us also to continue interacting with our community and offering a little bit more than we can. So this is really good. So thank you again to this platform, and to all of you that find me, and and who share my channel. Thank you so much. Another thing I want to say here, another thing that I will be covering in this live event is I will be drawing one card for each of our zodiacs. So if you are just interested in just sitting back and watching what happens when I do the one card for each of the Patreon and community and supporting members and super chats, then I will go ahead and draw a card for each of our zodiacs. So in a weird way, we get to have yet another card drawn, and that's a very collective vibe. That's more of that collective vibe. And I want to shout out to right here some of my supporters. And I want to say thank you so much for all of you who have supported me on Patreon. I want to shout out to Madeline, to Twins on Wheels, to Floor, to Billy. A shout out to Janara and Inez. Also to Anna Maria. A shout out to Genesis. Thank you so much. And to Tammy. I hope that your mother is doing well, Tammy. To Dee, and also to Maria Magdalena. Shout out to Linda and Donna and Oneda. So thank you so much for your support and contribution. And for all these years, we have been on a journey together. And I have actually had a pleasure to watch you grow as well as you've watched me grow. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. Also, if you are interested in a personal reading with me, feel free to visit my personal page. So I'm going to go ahead, take a minute real quick. I'm going to, in the chat box, I will put a, let's see, paste it. How do I do that? There. Yeah, I will paste the Patreon community. That's at Daisy Raisler, Patreon at Daisy Raisler. And that's on Patreon. And there's tiers. You can enter as low as $1 and as support me at whatever amount you'd like. Also, if you are interested in a personal reading with me, then you can visit my personal web page, and that's at fortuneforecast.com. And I'm also adding that here to the chat box. And I've realized a couple things that happen in the chat box. There's two things that happen in the chat box. So if you're live, that live chat is what's happening here with us. And then when the event is turned off, all that live chat communication, that live feed that you've had, which is dynamic, I love watching it also, it gets closed out. So when the event is over, the only new chat is that a new chat that will show up after the video is closed. So you might miss the banter between the community and the people that have are going on live. So which is totally different. I've noticed a different dynamic in a chat room when the event is live versus it seems very monotone when the event is not live. So I see Twins on Wheels. It says here, I love you and thank you so much for my 12-month reading. It's helping me. Very dynamic. Had a great time with that and very revealing. So yes, I do offer the personal readings. One is a 20-minute session. One is a 40-minute session. So if you have if this is new, if this world of having someone interpret your questions and dive into it, which is I'm not a psychologist or a psychotherapist, but definitely it's a cheaper version where you get to dump. It's like finding an old friend that you want to dump on, and it's like just regurgitate everything, and it feels so good. It's like, okay, I've dumped it. But what happens to the dynamic of the brain? It's like it clears up so much room, and allowing another person to see that perspective, and open that world up for you from a different angle. It's almost like, oh, I didn't see it that way, or oh, I didn't know that it was in my face like that. So that's kind of that feeling. So that's there. So, and I also do dream interpretations, and I do the year ahead where we look at each month and see what the main theme is, and we also look at what your main theme is. What is that evolution? What is this going to be asking of you to focus on for the year, and how that's going to look? And then we try and pull up different things as they come up. So that is, and I also, which I don't have, I'm going to have I'm going to work on that. Also working on doing past life readings, which is a whole different exploration in and of itself. Okay, so before we get started on the messages, I also want to take a look at where the planets are today. So I've got a whole thing on that right now that I'm going to share with you. So interesting. Mercury is in Capricorn. And so we have two things that we're dealing with. And let me see if I've got my little roster here. And Mercury, it's one of those first few planets, and they take about 3 to 4. It takes, it's all whole constellation things takes about 3 to 4 weeks in transitions. So it's right now in Capricorn. And so the energy of Mercury is all about kind of sending you this vibe to be very careful, to be very methodical. And this is being influenced by Capricorn, because being in Capricorn, Capricorn being such an earthy sign, it's asking to ground yourself, ground yourself with information, ground yourself in the way that you can communicate. So it's almost like think twice before you speak. It's also even when it comes to documents and email. So if you are writing something that you're really like, intense about, like even these quick messages that we have with each other through text, and you're maybe in a heated conversation, this is the one that you don't hit send right away. You're like, let me just leave this here before I hit send. So it's all about the written, the thinking, and also the verbal communication. So definitely, pay attention to that and understand that that's that vibe of Mercury in Capricorn. We do have two other planets that are also in Capricorn, Venus. So affecting our relationships, in that sense that whatever type of relationship that you might be in right now. And I'm sorry, I need to adjust this because I either feel like I'm looking looking up, or I feel like, well, how is that? I feel like I need to be in your face. How are you? I love you. So anyway, Venus is asking, or this energy, the vibe, it's influencing how we're dealing with relationships, whether it's romantic relationship, whether it's paternal relationships, business relationships, community relationships. It's asking us to ground and dig in deeper, to in that sense of take it serious. Whatever this relationship is, whatever that dynamic is, take it serious. And I just finished getting off the phone with my mother. So listen to this. Talk about serious relationships. And pardon me, I need to clean my glasses. So I was very fortunate that my mother was with me for the holidays. And it's just a blessing, really is. And so this is the last day. My little brother is getting ready to drive her down back to Miami. And so we were out in the lawn and we were walking her dog, Heidi, a little cute dog. And my mom paused and she said, I need to go to the restroom before we leave. I'm like, okay. And funny thing, then she tells me now, she says, do you remember when I was getting ready to leave, and I told you we were outside, and I said, let me go to the bathroom. I said, I was feeling like I was walking not on the planet. I was feeling like I was in air, and things were getting a little bit dizzy, but I did not want to startle you because I know how you are. And then I know how Edwin is. And my little brother was very, very loving and very passionate, and very caring. And he gets nervous right away. So she says, I go into the restroom and I black out. But I was holding, so it looks like, like she sat down, and it just went black on her. And then I realized I was coming back. But for I don't know how many minutes I was in there, it went black on me. I says, oh, mom, thanks for letting me know now. And then we got into this very esoteric and deep conversation. It's like, we never know when the off button is going to be, given to us. It's like, or what are the circumstances that makes sure that that conjunction of our departure is there, whether you're at the wrong, you say, well, I'm at the wrong place at the wrong time. There was robbery, and so and so got shot, it's like, or somebody just, randomly had a heart attack, and they were perfectly healthy. They were runners in sports, and you just never know. And I'm thinking, well, that would have been something, mom. I mean, not that I was making so much light of it. I says, well, then I would have had to take care of Heidi then. And I have six cats, right? We were just getting like the harmony of the six cats, and the dog was finally, coming in and says, yeah, well, that would have been a bummer. But in a way, it's like, oh, then I would have had to take care of Heidi then. That would have been my responsibility. I'm like, and then mom, I says, well, I'm glad, because then I would have had to deal with, oh, now we've got to get the Emmy over here. And I said, I'm glad you decided not to go. Just trying to but what I'm trying to say is, it's just, we just don't know, being able to take serious our relationships and be serious about our role in being gracious about this life that we're given, the gift, you know, being serious that we don't need to know so much what we came here to do, but to be a great human being. Wouldn't that be amazing? And like I said, I have these books that I bring to the channel in order for myself to share with you, to think, to open the mind, to understand, to become a better person. I'm working on my next book, which is are the writings of Marcus Aurelius, a great emperor, and that's going to be interesting, and I don't know where that's going to take me and how I'm going to bring it out to the channel, but definitely that's the next one. Um, so Venus is working on that. And so it's like I'm just letting you know that I see how it's doing that and in my life, and my brother, my little brother is going through something in his life and he's right now taking residence with us. And so seeing that more of whatever transition he is going through, but the opportunity that I have to bond with him, taking that relationship serious, also learning how to honor my relationship with my significant other while all that is happening, and my relationship with myself and the people around me, my community, my neighbors when they call on me. So it's really beautiful. So it's really like, what stance are you going to take in your relationships, and how fragile life is? And that's what Venus in Capricorn is working on for all of us. The other is Mars in Capricorn. So we have the planet that's supposed to be the warring planet. It's always like mad with the world and wants to go to war. That one is also geared towards success, because Capricorn being earthy, it's about making things work here. So this is other, if you find yourself like really focused on, I want to make this work, I want this to be something that's going to be okay, or you see yourself really grinding down because you have no idea why you're so passionate about whatever it is that you're getting passionate. It's that energy of Mars in Capricorn. So it's just really telling you, hey, that project that you put off, this is the time. Get it going on now. That job you wanted to take, that career you wanted to pursue, that thing you wanted to do it, and do it now. And that's what that is about. Other planets that we can feel their influence, we have Jupiter, which is the planet of good luck, which is my planet. It's in also Taurus, earthy Taurus. And Taurus is the sign of money and wealth. So a lot of influence there for those that are wondering why they're being so, what I call it, ambitious. So it's actually giving you an opportunity to take a look at the big picture in your life. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with the resources and with what I'm given? What can I do? How can I make it work? So this is a really good time for financial investments, for opportunities, for businesses, for really starting on something. And that's really good on that. We also have Uranus in Taurus, but it's retro. The good thing is that now, if it may be feeling like it's taking its while to do what it wants to do, but that is all about spiritual growth. So it's offering you an opportunity to rethink, and you might feel that you have been falling behind, maybe on that part of yourself. Well, guess what? The good news is that on the 27th, just 2 days from now, it will go from retrograde to actually direct in Taurus. So that's going to be good news. Saturn is in Pisces, and it's all about setting boundaries and creating structure in your life. It's going to be there for a while. So giving you this opportunity to really ground yourself, to also emotionally balance yourself. And Neptune also is in Pisces again. So we got two good planets moving into an area of emotional and creativity and spirituality. So the question with Neptune and Pisces, it's offering an opportunity to create that convergence or that unity, or a blend like that. The crossroads, where does your spirituality converge with your real life and the way that are moving around in your life, and how can you make that work for you? Some have this saying, that you are a spirit having a human experience. So how to make that happen? Because we can't be too lofty in our spiritual ascensions, because there's a real life happening. And the beautiful part, as you may want to embrace, that the world that you see with your raw physical eyes, you can see that as a reflection, a pool of a reflection of your inner world. So if you feel that your world is a little ugly, then don't like sit there and judge that, but use that and say, what is it in me that I would like to purify? What is it in me that I would like to bring more light to? And embrace that. Don't, like um don't go by what others are saying, because at the end of the day, even if there's somebody next to you in bed, that person is not inside your head. So that private world is yours to say, there's these areas that I want to work on, because you're not there to fix anybody else. You're here to have this experience, to enjoy this rawness of you and watch you take this clay and just build it upon by just every moment taking these experiences and living up to the next best level and the best version of yourself. And a Neptune in Pisces is going to help you do that. Pluto is in Aquarius. That's the last planet that I have here on my note here. Pluto is a planet of transformation, and Aquarius, being this beautiful air sign, is going to help you, bring that transformation, bring that change. So, welcome any new challenges that are showing up, and I would say accept this invitation for growth in your life. And that's how I see it for that. Let's move on now to my last little section, and this is very brief here. And guess what? Yes, Leo is right now where the moon is. And so, again, we have this fire sign transitioning within today, tomorrow. And it's asking you to tap into your creativity. So, if you are an artist, if you are doing some project, bring it in. Even if this may be a brainy, you're an engineer, or you're, some type of, big CEO. This is time to actually step out of the box and bring that crazy wild idea you have and literally roar, let it come out, because you have permission to do that under the moon in Leo. So that's really beautiful. And also, it is an opportunity for the mellow ones that would like to just go into those toolboxes and their emotional boxes and dive into your emotional self and just see it and just let it get messy. That's really the best thing. Madeline was saying, "We love you. Thank you for giving us your time." And I thank you so much for allowing me in your space. Okay, so let's get this started right now. I'm going to just do a little blessing for our space, and we will get started with our reading here and our card interpretations. And I will need a little water already. Excuse me, stripping. All right. So Madeline, let's get it. Let's get this going on, girl. Okay. So I will get this shuffled up. Okay. So may the light and the love and the protection of all the angels and our heavenly creator be blessing this moment and block out all negativity, and so be it. And that only the true message for that person intended be revealed to them. Okay. So okay. So we have here, look at this, Madeline. It's interesting because we have this South Node. I will go ahead and use their little reference guide to expose a little bit about what this um, South Node is. But definitely, I could tell you that this South Node is definitely challenging you a little bit about your past, Madeline. And maybe recently you've been thinking about the past, thinking about maybe words that have been said, And I say this because of the number 33, a very powerful number, but also a number of creation and creativity. So here it says here that the South, let me hold the card up because it's so, it feels very like it's moving. It has a lot of like the star compass back here. You see that? It's just really beautiful. So it says here the South Node describes what you bring along from past lives. Maybe we should when you get a chance and an opportunity, let's set up a reading for a past life and let's see what your ancient, I would call it the ancient brain, will allow to reveal of anything that might be trying to come through to help you out in this life. But anyway, um it says here, wow, um describes what you bring along from your past lives that has been unfinished, maybe some weaknesses, maybe some addictions, and physical place within your body where you may hold tension. And I'm getting goosebumps on this, Madeline, because I'm thinking, I know that you've been such a champion, and you have your own battle with illness that you are conquering, and getting to the bottom of that, and seeing it for where it is might actually take you to that last leg and conquer it once and for all 100%. So it's pretty cool. It says here that another thing in the little notes here, the situation has its roots in some past karmic pattern. So it says maybe there's something that you're going on in your life that may have a karmic pattern, and getting in there and cutting those cords, which is something that I've been meaning to share with our Patreon community, and hopefully we'll bring it here to the YouTube channel, and we could do something about past lives and what's it called? Um, uh, cord cutting. Even the Bible, which is this incredible resource, talks about the cord, the silver cord. So interesting. It says here, this situation feels hauntingly familiar. So maybe there's something that you're pulling up from the past, and it's almost like giving you a feeling like, I feel the struggle about this. It's because it's so raw inside that you just understand it. It's almost like something that's second nature, and that you're just fighting it, but you just need the last push to just resolve it. And that's kind of one of those things. So you're saying what, past life, yeah, would love one, and true, okay. And I feel like I'm cutting cords in family cycle. See that? So this is resonating with you. Okay, pretty cool. And it says here, um, learn new ways to respond and new skills that will help with when an old trauma is triggered, and break that cycle. So that's beautiful. Awesome for you. I'm liking that. Okay, so wonderful. So I'm going to go ahead and draw your second card from here. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're able to make it live, and I'm glad that, funny thing, you were at the doctor's, right? And again, if anybody else comes on and you're on the channel right now and you would like a reading, and please do leave me your question and your name and let me know where you're from. Okay, so let's take a look at your second card. Sun Lehman. Oh, okay. Hi, how are you? Nice to have you on. Make sure that if there's anything, I'm trying to note down the name here. So if you have any questions, please do write it on here, son. Okay, so Madeline, let's see what this one is for you. Okay, bam. Oh, okay. Well, interesting, Madeline, because this one is in the reverse, and you know that I do reverse readings, so I read them the reverse. So this here says here, frame, steady income, organizing, accomplishments, career, art and design, home oriented, and self employed. So a couple of the things here that it's showing up. It's that. Do you remember how I said? And let's look at where was that with the planets and where they are today, and what was that one? Here we go. Structures. Yeah, Saturn in Pisces is like literally working with you to create this structure. It's almost like there's some place in your life, Madeline, that still needs structure, that you need to like it's almost like a little puzzle that needs to fit in there, and just kind of this sense of, okay, I've got this foundation, I've got this structure, I've got a place, an understand. It's almost like Oh gosh, I feel like a little tied here, and that must be something in you that feels that way. I'm picking this up from you, Madeline, but it's almost like you're almost at that next plateau. And remember, and I've said this before in many of our readings or during the past 5 years, and I've said this, it's like, you know, the life as I've understood it, it comes in, okay, you know what a spiral looks like? You start down here with this point, and it's funny because that point is still the point, but it just keeps moving and you haven't let go. But then, you move something like in a circle like this, and then you have these, like, let's say these 4 points around that spiral, like these big challenges. And it's almost like you get tested at a different level each time. And then eventually, it's not about that you've crossed a challenge. It's that you've mastered it. It's like, okay, this looks like this, I know what to do, and you move on. And it's like, you don't even realize anymore that you are being put through the test, because now you have learned how to deal with it. You've learned skills and tools, and you understand your emotional self as you're going through this. That's why sometimes you're like, why does it bring me on something even stronger? It's because you're getting stronger, and that's the beauty of it. And it's not running away from it, but it's running to it. That's going to be amazing. But right now for you, it's like you're almost at the message that I'm getting through this card here, and that it was pulled in reverse, is that there's a part of this frame, a puzzle, the part of this frame that still needs to be set straight. And once you do that, a lot of other things are going to fall in place for you. So I would say that for this period, and just let me just kind of look in here. That was Saturn. I do have my chart here, and Saturn. Oh wow. Okay. So you might be at the end of the third year cycle of something that you're about to just finish, like overcoming. So it's interesting because Saturn takes 2 to 3 years to transition through something. So that'll be interesting. So there you go. Yeah, you got this, girl. But definitely looks like you're at the tail end of something. And as we were talking about, something from your past that just seems to be coming back up, and you've admitted it here, and just kind of moving along with that, and just it's like you need a little push and a little more revelation, a little bit more awareness. And this is, I've said this before. Remember that saying where I've said, it's like the plumber guy that comes over to fix the what is it called, the under the sink, right? But it's this big guy, and then he wears these pants, and when he bends over, you see his crack. It's like, oh man, I can't unsee the crack. That's it. You're scarred for life. That's what this is about. Once you know a truth, that's it. You know it, and no one can hide it from you. Nothing, no situation, because you're always going to see it, and that's what's so beautiful. So, okay. So, Sun was saying, what messages do my spirit guides have for me? To what area of my life should I put my focus on to find more fulfillment? Oh, okay, that's beautiful. That's a very beautiful and in-depth question. So, focus area in life for fulfillment. Okay, so hopefully we'll get to that. Um, Beautiful. Thanks for asking. So then we have our next one up is going to be for Floor. Twins on Wheels. Hello, hello. So we've got a few more here before I get to you, Sun. So bear with me, um, and we'll get to that. Okay, so let's see. Okay, boom. Twins on Wheels. Chiron. Okay, and interesting about Chiron that it wasn't a planet before, but it was like an asteroid or something, and now they say it's one of these small planets. Interesting. Let's see here. But this is about healing. You see the caduceus here. You see the symbol there where it's all about healing. So I will go ahead and refer to their little book here for that, so to give you better clarity as how that is, and then I'll give you my interpretation on that. But definitely by looking at this card, I could tell you also what's showing up. Obviously, I didn't need to see the word heal on there. You could see the symbol that is used a lot in the medical field, and also the number 28. The 28 itself, when you take 2 plus 8, you get the number 10. So we see two things here as the number is being presented to you, Flor. The two, that balance, seeking that balance. Then the number eight, which when you put that eight on its side, it's almost a reminder. And this is a number of infinity and also in itself abundance and of all that you can possibly have. But yet, in here, when we see as it's being brought to you, and you bring it as the one, that 10, the end of this. So there's something that has needed healing for some time in your life, and you're about to kind of you're going to get to that place. And that's a very good message for you, especially since our last, we did that year reading together. And I see that that is a very, what do you call that? It's going to be very liberating for you to heal from that. So it says here, Chiron is often referred to as the wounded healer. And it says here, find purpose in your problems. So this is a great way that this author, Heather Roan Robbins, interpreted this, to find purpose in the problem. And it's almost like you're welcoming the problem as like a mathematician. The mathematician loves the challenge of solving the equation, and in solving the equation, has found his or her purpose. So when you see that problem, it's, oh, it's giving me purpose. This is going to guide me to something new. And when you see it that way, you will find that it will get you to this healing as well. It says here, uh, you may never know why you went through this difficult moment, but you can't put what you learned from it to good use. And that is something that definitely will help you when you see it that way, that there is nothing that shows up in your life is wasted. Because then, to bring out the poetic side in me, it's like, then the whole life is wasted. But nothing that is thrown at us is wasted, because we have used it as a stepping stone. I mean, I look at my whole life and it's like how things have seemed by accident, where my idea of what I was wanted to do when I grew up was to be an artist, to paint and draw and do that and express through poetry, which is nothing that I've done on oh, my cat is meowing. Oh my Lord. Can you excuse me? Oh wow. Sorry. Mittens. Oh. Hey, George. Okay, so this is Mittens, and here we go, Mittens. And a little thing about Mittens, he has gone deaf, and he is the most beautiful personality in our household right now. And one thing that I've learned, when a cat goes deaf, he he can't hear himself, or he meows really loud. So our beautiful cat has been looking for us, which I'm going to let him go now, and his meowing is really loud. So now that my husband has just shown up, thank you so much. He was looking for one of us. So now when you have a deaf cat, they he wasn't vocal before, but because he can't even hear himself, so when he meows, it's so loud. Pardon me, and thank you. Oh my Lord. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Well, whatever there was, I will have to ask for that line of thought to come back. If you want to help me with that, that's good. So anyway, pull it back, pull it back. I was here with oh yes. Thank you so much, angels. So when we look at this, I'm here today, but part of my life has been so random. Like, I was a deputy sheriff for 10 years. I never in my life said I was going to be a deputy sheriff. My whole thing was it happened kind of by accident. It was like, hey, you think I can do this? I mean, I was studying to be a nurse, because, sort of situation. It's not that I wanted to be a nurse. And, um, and next thing you know, I filled out the application and I kept going to take the test. Eventually, I became a deputy sheriff. And then, after that, I through a fluke, my after I left that, my father told me about this business with a mortgage company, and I learned how to recruit. I learned public speaking. I learned about mortgages, and in between that, then I became a realtor. So it's like, okay, I learned about really being a different what's it called, that relationship that you make with people to really help them achieve their goals. I learned about that side of the real estate. So I have the real estate side, I had the mortgage side of the real estate, and then I moved on. And the next thing I did, like this is all like one thing led to the other. It's like all that helped me help over 5,000 people in foreclosure during the breakdown of the economy in 2008. And then I moved into a little town where all of that helped me to be a mayor for a city that I've served for 4 years as a mayor, which I stepped down just a couple of, what is it? Yeah, it's gonna be 2 years now. So it's like whatever the universe, whatever this creative force, it's like all of that, challenging as it may have been, I cannot take it all away because it has allowed me to be a better person for me and for the world and those around me today. And that's what this is for you, Floor. This is inviting you to see whatever problem is ahead of you as that part that will heal you, and just take it on. Okay, let's take a look at your second card. What? Your house number is 28? Hey girl, that's a so total connection, right? Amazing. Amazing. I should say amaze balls. Okay, so let's take a look. Ooh, whoa, a heart. How beautiful is that? I love that. So let's read this together. It says here, emotional spending, joint finances being supported, and then under career says counselor, guide, having a job you love. So all of this is coming together, and this is part of that healing as well. Oh, did I shuffle that card? Yeah, let me just kind of put them together. So in the sense here, I'm gonna try to sneak over and look at you. Uh, so in that sense here, we have this energy for you that all, and then when it talks about emotional spending, it's like sometimes you put in more passion and more heart into what you're doing, and you invest more than using your mind, and sometimes that could be a little bit exhausting, but definitely welcome that opportunity, because possibly, Floor, it might be that the heart needs healing. And in that sense, there's liberation, right? All right. Let's go on to the next one that I have here. All right. And I want to say thank you all. Thank you all. The next one's going to be for Oneida. Hello, beautiful. And let's see what your card will reveal. And if you're just coming on, hello, hello. And please do leave your name and let me know if there's anything that you'd like to ask. And again, thank you all for the super chats that you do send. I really appreciate that. So here we go. Oh, so there's a little something coming on. What's going on there, Oneida? We have the sun, and the sun is in reverse. And look at that. It's talking about source. So before I read what the author has on this, two things that we can take a look here. And it's funny because the number 81 is one of these numbers that you can read easily upside down and reverse. So in the reverse, we have what? Like when I see it this way upside down, it's like 81. And then when we see it this way, it looks like 18. So the message that I'm getting for you about this, and it says source. So it seems, and I see this as a financial thing for you. And I need to share this message with you, Oneida. So it seems that there's going to be a delay with some money that is on hold. I'm getting like a hold, and I feel that it's not bursting out. It's not moving as fast as you want. There's a hold. There's a delay. Don't fret. It will be just timing. It's just all in the timing. Okay. So that aside, I know that this interpretation is going to be different, but um, you know, understand that it's coming. And with the when it's reversed like that, it looks like 8-1. It's like that abundance, that flow of this energy will lead you to a new project. And that's why I guess you're really excited, or you're anxious because you want to get started with this project, but this abundance here is on hold. So let's take a look at how this author interprets it, or offers the wisdom on this card. And it's the number 18 for them, the sun. Oh, wow. Interesting. Narcissism is the shadow of the sun's energy, a false belief: I am the center of the universe and you're not. Learn to earn attention and respect rather than demand or expect it. So there's a message here. Notice what feeds your vitality and work with it. So that's the big message from the way that it's interpreted. But just understand that the message that I gave you is something that's coming through. Please do leave me a comment. Let me know how that did align later on when you have a chance. Okay, the next one up is going to be for Billy. Billy. Okay. Billy. Second house, resources. This is beautiful message because we have 40, the form, the foundation. So finally, you feel like right now things are working themselves out. Everything that you need is here. It's something that I'm getting a message here that, I don't know, the number 6. So it could be 6 months ago, last year. You were waiting for this window of opportunity to show up, and you were waiting for all the resources to be available so that you can get on with what you needed to do. So the time is here. I love the apple of wisdom, the knowledge. So I don't know if this is related with a career, a new career, or if it's related with some type of what is it called? A course, or education, or information that you were waiting for. But hey, I love how that arrow is shooting right through it with the blossom. It's going to blossom into something. It's like nailing it. So I like that one too. So yeah. Hey, Dee, good vibes. So if you do have a question, go ahead and post it and I'll get to it, my beautiful girl. So I do want to, Billy, just run over to that one section here and see what that really means with the resources. Um, and definitely in the astrology world, we have those 12 houses, and that second house is about the resources. So it says here, um, clean up your act in the material world, clean out your closets, pay your bills. And it says here, align everything, because it's all about the resources that you have, available to you. So to do that, you need to open up, some things. And the idea of paying your bills, I would definitely, according to this, um, definitely consolidate some of that debt. And you might find out that it probably was the best thing you have done. Um, Explore your attitude towards your first resource, which is your own body and yourself. So, definitely, if you don't take care of yourself, you won't have nothing to tend. So, listen to that pearl of wisdom, Billy. Okay, the next one is going to be for D. Hey, D, what is your question? And yes, oh, gorgeous. You think I'm gorgeous? I should twirl my hair for you, Day. Here we go. A little twirl. Oh, did it twirl just right? Awesome. Okay. And thank you so much for the compliment. And Twins on Wheels. Thank you. Yes, I'm getting there. That is beautiful. So D, good vibes only, says here, should I get a new or used car? My car's engine's gone. I don't feel like crying for you. I hate that. Okay, let's talk about this with the car situation. Okay, so I feel like this requires my old deck. So mind you, we will be using the old trusted deck. Okay, so here we go. So just understand, if you're coming on new and you don't understand the format here, I have a queue here of my supporters and contributors and super chats that I'm putting up first. But if you come on and if you'd like to get moved up, to definitely shoot in a super chat and we'll get you moved up on that queue. And otherwise, I will try to get this within the allotted time that I have here. So, son, bear with me here, and I will get to yours as well. Okay. Okay. Boom. Oh, okay. Wow, this is a tough one here. Um, and it's like, ooh, Lordy, Lord, Lord. It's interesting because you see this queen here, she's contemplating everything that she has, and it's like it's emotionally, it's like it's almost like I'm not there with you, D, but I'm getting a sense that right now, um, the the situation is emotionally disturbing. The situation with your car, it's just like I'm getting a discomfort myself. I'm feeling this discomfort. So so the whole question is, so now I got your state of mind here, your state of being. And so the question is, should D get herself a new or used car? A used car. Is this something that she should get into? So we this is a yes or no question. So now that we know where your emotional state is and it's really bothering you, um, this one, depending if it's up or down. So this will be a yes or no. I would, just so you know, traditionally, bringing out some more tools, some more guns. This would be for a pendulum read, and I will set that aside for another time. Go ahead and so we will do a reversal. Yes, up, no, down. No, yeah, yeah. So if it's down, it'll be no. If it's up, it will be yes. So, and then we'll do this. So this will be your first question with the first card itself, and then I'll do a second card for you. Oh, so it's telling you to approach something in a more practical way because here we have the King of Wands. So, um, I don't know how bad is that engine or the cost of a new engine, but definitely the king here is, the practicality. It's like, what is more practical? So it looks like you still have to do a little research. And I know that it really sucks. And not being a mechanic and not knowing, am I getting scammed and, not having a real good mechanic best friend that can let you know. But definitely, this is telling you to be practical. So definitely it's like doing or hate it or love it or hate it, but it's kind of you have to do a little more research and find what in the long term is more practical. Is or costly there? Is it buying? Is the engine replacing the engine going to be better because everything else works? Or, actually the cost of the engine is going to be just as much as the new used car, and pray that the new car is not going to be a lemon. So make sure that you're looking at the lemon meter, wherever those books are, to gauge that. So, and there you go. So, very frustrating. Hard to let go. Okay, and thanks you so much. 8 gram 8 Gs for old car to fix. Okay, so that's. I think that inside, I'm getting this answer now for both of us. It's like there's a sense of relief, and the thing is that you knew that answer was going to come all along. So now that's what it is. It's really what's practical. What is more practical? Do the research and weigh those apples to apples, not apples to oranges, because obviously you're looking for a used car that is much newer, obviously, and so what's the best deal? I think you got your answer, and I think you're damn happy with it, girl. Uh-huh. Okay, so let's take a look at what your second card is. And thank you. I'm glad that you were able to make it to the live. And D, you're saying, yes, makes sense. Your intuition. I knew it. You just confirming it. I know that. And you know that. And every time you confirm it, guess what happens? I get goosebumps. That intuition builds stronger and stronger. Okay, so let's see what you get. Ooh, Neptune, vision. And interesting because, Neptune is this planet of, the, um, what's it called? opening up these channels. And the number on the right side up is 26, so the number 8. And so what do we have here? Well, let's see what you were saying. um 13 years of my Honda Pilot touring kids grown up in. Oh, that's a long time. You're the baby. I know. And a new beginning. That's right. So, goosebumps. So take a look here, Lara. Let's look at this number 26 here. And it's interesting because you just talked about trusting your intuition, and this was in the reverse, so you know that we're going to hit it up on the reverse. And it says here what you need to continue doing, which is it's just that the challenge is that Neptune overwhelm can turn acceptance into passivity, imagination into illusion, sensitivity and the hunger for spirit into addiction. Watch for that in your life. So, it's in the reverse. So basically, it's telling you to pay attention, not to read into things that are not there. So, this is what I usually say for all the people that join me in this community and also are venturing into, really opening up their whole body, their whole essence, not just the physical part of themselves, but that spiritual side. And sometimes in that pursuit of that spiritual connection, sometimes it may happen that we may decide to walk on clouds. And it's very important to walk on earth. So don't get lost in your head and not read what's really is in front of you. So that's kind of that warning here. So pray, meditate, use your divination, and activate the right side of your brain and step out of that, logic. But here, because it came in the reverse, it's saying, hey, get out of your head, and step on earth. So sometimes it's like, hey, yeah, I need to accept what's real. It's I can't, milk anything out of this car anymore. And I've taken it where it's going, and there's a new chapter. And it's going to be exciting. Yes, financially, either way, you are in a pickle. So best thing is see what you can get out of that car, and bring your best bottle of wine before you go and put it out to pasture, and just bless it, and it moves on. you know there you go. But most of all, always, as you're opening up more to your spirituality, remember that the best thing is to always bring yourself back down into what's here, because this is where it's all playing out. Okay, so there's like this dual message for you. Okay, beautiful. Okay, let me put away my trusted deck here. Okay. So true. So it says here, goosebumps, and then so true appreciation, you and the angels very deeply. Thank you so very much. And namaste. Okay, our next one up is going to be for Janara. Let's see what we have here. Okay. What? So this is the same that came up for Oneida. And I want you to know, Janara, this is being read in its true sense of what the sun means for you. So I needed to let you know that. It seems that recently, I'm getting something as recent as less than 2 weeks, is something may have occurred that has kind of brought your vibe down, and you should definitely, apparently you're very an empath. There's this, you pick up energy, so it seems that there is something, or a vibe that you've picked up, that you've allowed it to linger on you. And you must do what you need to do to disconnect from that vibe and understand that other people's energy, other people's emotional vibe, um, is not yours. You're not responsible for them. Your job is to keep your temple and your energy. So that's what's really important. You need to focus on that. So do what you must to align yourself, because when we look at this number right side up, this 18 takes you to that number 9. It's almost like, hey, you're getting close to something, a finishing line, but it's like the universe is bringing you, or aligning you with certain people that do challenge you, and they challenge your being. And are you going to allow that to affect you? And that's not good. It's not healthy. So work at making sure that your light is shining and that you are in tune with that inner source. Okay. It's almost like if somebody got out of bed on the wrong side of the bed, it's their choice to see it as the wrong side of the bed, but don't let it affect you. Okay. Just breathe in and focus on shining bright, and just shake it off and see the best in that situation. And that's how your light is going to you know burn whatever is there in the way. Okay. Okay, our next reading is going to be for Donna. Hey Donna, love you girl, hope you're doing well. So here we go. And if you're just coming in on the channel, let me know you were here. Say hey, I want to know where you're from. And if you would like, just put your question there and we'll see where it's going. No, I don't want it to be a jumper. I have to read the jumpers. Oh, there's my beautiful gray hairs. Oh, Lord. Okay, so here we go. Okay, I love this. So beautiful. What I see here, interesting. It says nurture, and we see a lot of beautiful flowers, and it seems that you can see like a scythe, like harvesting something, right? And then you have the number 29, which comes out to that beautiful universal number 11. And so there's a lot of things happening in your life right now that you need to focus on harvesting some of the things that you've already put in play and nurture yourself. So let's take a look at what the author here says about this number 29. Oh, not the number 29, but Ceres. So I'm going to hold up the card so you can see that. Boom. And Ceres is a dwarf planet between Mars and Jupiter. And it was named after the Roman goddess of the harvest. And so it says here, mother and be mothered, nurture and cultivate that which is growing, whether it's the harvest from the earth or, something within you, artist. Real love can mean tough love. So doing what's best for you, for your beloved, even if they hate you for it. So there might seem to be a situation, and I could easily see this happening in your life right now, where you might take a stance on something, and maybe others might not see that point of view for you. But here, this energy of Ceres is saying, hey, tough love is good love. And, nurture that, nurture it as it's coming in, as it's being revealed to you. And you will get through that. And it will help in the end, not only you, but those around you. Oh, there goes my kitty cat. I feel so sad for him. Hold on. Oh, Lord. I just opened the door for him. Yeah, baby. Okay. Okay, so the next one is going to be for Inez. Okay, Inez. Ooh, Inez. It's cool because, the moon is in Leo. So definitely we've got this number 5, transformation and change, shine, and this is a time in your life that bring it on, just bring it on, because you have, what it feels like you have gone through something. And I don't know why the word gauntlet has come through. So it looks like you may have gone through some things that have challenged you, but made you better for it. And so now you're at the end of it. And all of this is just like, now the celebration point, the point where you just stand in the glory of who you've become. And that is such a beautiful place to be, where you don't, I'm not going to say you don't care. You no longer choose to be affected about what other people are saying about you, and allowing yourself just to be and to, have that expression, and which is kind of cool, you know? Okay, so let's move on to the next one, which is going to be Linda. Linda. You're doing well, Linda. Here we go. Whoa. Okay. That was like a stack of cards here. There's one thing about this Star Code Astro deck, the thickness of this card. I don't know if you can tell. This is one thick card. I'll bring it right to you. I don't know how you could see, if you could see. It's just massively thick compared to other cards. It's very thick. So it gives it a little challenge to shuffle. Okay. Linda. Okay, we have this in reverse, 53, and it's called opposition, confrontation. And without going any further, this is easy to see that there could have been something that was laid out, something that had been already at work or at that has been already initiated. I'm getting that, and what has happened is that it fizzled itself out. You know how they say, says, well, if you give something enough time, it's going to be like. And sometimes that's the problem with this, is that we get so worked up in the moment, and sometimes some things are just better to say, hey, can we circle back at this tomorrow? And what happens, that little time allows the emotional part to kind of settle down, and then we can see things from a different perspective. And so it seems that whatever that was, Linda, there's no confrontation, there's no issue about it. So I like that message for you. And so that is number 53 on this oracle set. And I love the antlers. I love the whole picture about this card here, opposition. And it says here that when two planets oppose each other across the circle of the zodiac, as sun and the moon do, on a full moon, both planets will either be in signs of yang or yin. So this can feel like a dare or a challenge. So remember, this is coming in reverse. So whatever that was, that challenge, it's done with. So be open to, just kind of finishing that or seeing it through, or being okay with going to the next step on whatever that was. If there was something that you need to engage or something that you need to follow through, it will be fine. The confrontation phase is done with. Okay, let's jump over to Anna Maria. Okay, did I do a mess up? Oh no, okay. Let's go over to Anna Maria. Hey, hey. And I hope that today, wherever you're at, that your skies are clear for a full moon view. And last night, my niece is visiting here with us, and they came in late. So when they came in, we hung outside, and the moon, literally, I saw the moon go from here to like up here, and it's just beautiful. So we have this tree. It's a camphor tree, and in the front of the house, which is so old and so big, and it's about to die. And some of the branches are without leaves. So I just try to picture the moon right where the twigs were, and it just has this very cool effect. I'll post it somewhere. Some of you can enjoy. Maybe I'll post it on our Patreon community. Okay, Anna Maria. Okay, another, wow, we're getting a lot of reversals here. So I like the chakras here, the whole ascension, and it says the 12th house, introspection. And again, another version of the number five as the 50, 50. So in this sense here, an introspection means that maybe perhaps because it was in the reverse, perhaps Anna, you haven't had the time to really, there's some things in your life that you've been wanting to kind of look into, but you really haven't dedicated that. And this is the time that you should take some time to do that. And introspection, thinking about what is true for you, and see, if something is like right now a little bit too complex, a little bit too intense, see what's going on, find out what's going on beyond that, and see more to it, the layers and the complexities of the situation. And in there, you may find that, you'll be able to kind of, get through by having that clear understanding of some of the puzzles or some of the players or some of the situation in it, whether this is a business, whether this is in a personal life, whether this could be something that has to do with a contract. It really is about taking time to see how all this is going to play out. Like the hardest thing, believe it or not, that we don't do that we all think we do is to think things through, but to think things through from the point of what is the best for me? What if this doesn't work out? It's almost like we're all robbing the bank, thinking we can escape, but we're not seeing, well, what if I get caught? Meaning, what if, some of the things that I'm doing are really not the best version of me? And what if I'm just, haphazardly, doing things? So that introspection is definitely an important part of our daily routine. Um, you know, because sometimes it can be hard to find a healthy place between, you know, feeling consumed by, what's going on and feeling, the things that, are true for your path. And it's that fine line. But when we take time to ask and think, it is revealed. You know that saying, it's in the Bible, seek and thou shalt find. It's true. Okay, we move over to Magdalena, Maria Magdalena. Okay, here we go. Okay. So this one was here for Linda. So this is good because somehow I'm supposed to say this to you, a connection about whatever was that we had earlier during the Playing with Angels live event. That message is going to actually blend with this one. So for the sake of anything, I am going to read this for you and let you know here. Shine for the benefit of all. So, whatever's going on, just show the best version of yourself. It says here, be brave, be visible, be outspoken, express your heart, and don't hide anything. Be honest rather than modest. And it says here, even if you have to be a little dramatic, because sometimes when you create the drama, people are like, oh, I need to look, it's like they'll pay attention. So this is a time in your life, or I'm not saying your life, whatever happened from that last live event, whatever that card was, I have no idea, but I'm supposed to tell you that it's part of that. This is working in tandem with that, and something about 2 weeks from this point on. So you've got some things lining up ahead for you. If you're acting from a place of hunger and need and that victim, you can be mistakenly think that any attention from others will come from a different place. And but it says, as you focus on a place of strength, then you will get attention, but not from like the little boy that cried wolf. So it's two different ways to create that drama, to say, look at me, look at me. But one is from strength while the other is being playing the victim. So no victim playing, and just the true you, and let it just roar. Okay, the next one up is going to be for Genesis. And thank you so much for joining me live today. Hopefully you're having a great time. I am enjoying my time with you. Thank you so much. So here we go. Oh, I like this. Mars. And look at that. What does that say there? Emotion. So I love the energy coming from this, and then the number 22, a combination of two twos, the number four in a different way. So it's like this, it's like if you remember the tarot deck, where the two of pentacles, the guy's, handling, juggling his material world and still very light on his feet. This here is a different version of that because it adds to the number four. You're getting to a place where the security and foundation is being set forth, but you have to be very aggressive, make aggressive and bold steps to what you want. So it says like this is the time to You see that action there with the big Mars behind it, and staking the claim. This is mine. This is what I want. And as you do that, there's a sense of firmness and structure and conviction about what you want. And let me tell you, when you approach anything with that, people look, they pay attention and they don't mess with you because that's an incredible energy that you're sending out. So that's what this full moon is asking you to do. So it says here, um, oh, interesting. Domineering willfulness. And it says here, break the momentum if your situation heads downhill. Stop for a moment and think through your next move. And it says here, this higher energy, Mars energy, manifests a divine guardian, your potent inner first responder who is ready to be the hero in any dangerous situation. So just know that there's a protection about you when you make the stance on this, and it's okay to do that. Okay, so our next one up is going to be for Tammy. Tammy, what do we have for Tammy on this full moon? Let's see what is lining up for Tammy. Ooh, Tammy, is this health? Is this spirituality, dissociation, inquiry, questioning? Where am I? What is true? What is not true? Okay, it says here sustainability, and this is about the sixth house. We have the number 44 down to 8. Again, abundance and structure and flow. Interesting indeed. So here, I'm going to go here, and this is all about the sixth house, which represents sustainability. And work smarter, not harder. The opposite of dysfunctional situation is a situation to sustain your ecosystem. So it says here, make your life sustainable. Look at the time, the resources, the love, the care. Look at all these things and, assess whether you are putting as much time as you get out and whether you're receiving as much as you put in. So this is all about, looking at what you have available for you. Watch where you put your mind. It says here, nervousness can, turn into chronic anxiety, and that might affect your health. So think about all the things that you're doing. How is this affecting your health? Because as it's in reverse, there's something saying, hey, what's with this body temple? And where are you and how are you, allowing things to affect you? So with this, worry can give you the illusion that you're taking care of business, but worrying is just debilitating you. So take an assessment on that and find what sustains you and work with that. What was working for you before, and now if you're wondering why things are not, it's because you don't have that anymore in your life. So obviously, forget about what people are saying and do what's right for you, because at the end of the day, it's your life. Okay, now next thing up, we're going to be moving towards the zodiac, and we're going to kind of work it in a crazy different way. We're going to do the way I'm going to do the zodiacs using our, oh yeah, I wanted to use the hummingbird deck. They're so beautiful. I wanted to continue activating that deck. So if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. We have just finished doing our, oh, I do wanted to do one for Sun. Hello. Hopefully you're still here, and we can get this card drawn for you. You did have a question, and it's very hard to answer a very deep question like that with one card, but I will do my very best to do that for you. This is for Sun Lehman. And the question was, what messages do my spirit guides have for me as to what area of my life should I put my focus on to find more fulfillment? This is like a 5 card that is needed to address that, but I'll do my very best with one. Again, if you would like to order a reading, please go to my website at fortuneforecast.com. You can be a part of my Patreon community at Daisy Raisler and join me there. And here we go. Focus. Oh, trine sextile, symbiosis. So that's interesting. The symbiosis card is being pulled out for you and what you need to focus on. So we have the number 52, the number 7. It seems that just by looking at that number alone, there's a lot of things that are going good for you in your life, son. And it's like a good luck chapter, like a good luck chapter. And it says here, when life is hard, right now it's about lightening it up for you. So you while you're thinking that you need to focus on, and grind, really it's more of the flow for you. It's about collaborating with others. That's what we have here. We see symbioses. We see a lot of doves here. We see the opportunity with the triangle, bringing things that triforce, that energy can be grown more when you have and you are working with others. So your focus should be on the work and collaborating and doing things that involve teamwork and team projects or working in teams or working for the better, bigger good. So this is right now not an individual focus, even though working on yourself would be important. But right now it's your job, your career, on projects that put you with other people. So it's collaboration and symbiosis. So here it says, lean into what is easy and comfortable, and use that comfort to renew and regrow yourself. So sometimes we think that the answer is really complicated, son, but on the other hand, it's almost like it's been right in front of your face the whole time. And something is telling me that for you, it has been right in your face. So go through your resources, go through what is available, and that which is easiest is the path that you need to take right now. That's what you need to focus. Not harder is better, but the flow and flow. And then from there, you're going to be able to expand. And it may not seem like what is it? That's the answer. But the thing is once you take that step and you go in that direction, the growth and the expansion and more will come to you. And that's where it's going to help you see what you need to focus on. That's where you need to go. Okay. Moving on now to our zodiac, we will first start with our air signs. And I am using for our full moon zodiacs part the hummingbird wisdom. Okay. So if you haven't done so, please do subscribe to the channel and be a part of this community. Thank you so much. Leave me your comment on the video. Tell me what part did you like, and hopefully we'll catch each other again at the next session. So here we go. Libra. Ooh, Libra, what's going on? We've got this in the reverse, and it says here, bird bath. Cleanse your dusty wings so you can fly more freely. So my Libras are dealing with things that are bogging them down, as we see the tub, and it's like, okay, we need to actually wash ourselves with fresh water and not old water. So you need fresh bath water. So the bird bath, bringing in cleansing, and apparently right now you're dealing with some old emotions. That's what I'm getting here, and you need to get away from that. And don't think that the illusion is there that just because you've gone to a different location that things are new. No, no, you're taking your baggage with you. So your first step is to address your closet, yourself, and when you do that, then this new, sense of you can present itself to whatever's in front of you and address things with that newness and that liberation that comes with that. Okay. The next one up is going to be for Aquarius. So we're doing our air signs, Aquarius. Aquarius. Okay, look at that. Magical surprise. So my Aquarians are going to be receiving a magical surprise. We have here 4 hummingbirds, bringing in this beautiful thing. We have the sense of a rose also. But it says here, a joyous gift is swooping in from the heavens. So Lucky you so far. My Aquarians are receiving some beautiful message, a gift. Sometimes we think that it's going to be something physical, but trust me, these gifts come in so many ways, from a friendship, from actually a gift, could be a winning from an inheritance or a lotto, could be what's it called, a new raise or promotion. It could be so many things, but get ready, a gift is coming. Okay, our next one in the air signs is our Gemini. Our Gemini. Oh, hey. Oh, I was going to say it looked like the same, but it's not. But bouquets of blessings. The imagery here is really beautiful. We see this flower, we see the hummingbirds, we see so much beauty there. We see what? The butterflies, transformation. So it says here, your broken wings are mending. Relax and know that you are receiving a miraculous gift of healing. So, this transformation and the things that are happening in your life right now, Gemini, whether it's a physical healing, but a transformation, is going to bring this healing of the heart, the mind, the body. So, in one of these areas or all three, but definitely the things that are happening in your life, you are going to receive a blessing and it's going to heal. And it may not look like that right now, but that's what's happening. So, receive that. Okay, moving on. All right. Our next one here is going to be for Virgo. Virgo. Okay. Our earth signs. Oh, okay. It wanted to jump, but here it is. It's in the reverse. So let's take a look at this message. Pollination. So there's been some delay in the pollination. I get that. Pay attention to new thoughts and ideas, as they are the seeds that will soon blossom into fulfilling opportunities and projects. So there's a lot of beautiful flowers in here. One of my beautiful flowers, the passion flower, and these others that are just showing up. They look like mm, they look like interesting. I don't know what they look like, but they look like one of these those Hawaiian flowers that you put on your head. But anyway, and we see the butterflies. Did I see a butterfly? Yeah. Oh no, we see the bee, the honeybee pollination. So definitely one of the messages I'm getting for you, Virgo. Um, it's important for you to not sabotage some of these ideas that may come from your friends, and it may come from unusual places, and you might want to shake it off. That, why should I pursue that? Oh, that's ridiculous. It's saying here that anything, that all these little things, it's almost like when uh, a songwriter tries to put a song together. Sometimes it flows all in one piece, but most of the times it's little pieces that they get here and there, and then they have a body of work that they can put together. And that's what it's asking you to do. Don't dismiss anything as trivial, and just take it all in and know that it's going to work for you in some interesting way, as we see the busy bees here. Okay. Next one up is going to be for Taurus. So our full moon message for Taurus, our next earth sign. Another reverse. Talk about an, I would definitely associate an elephant with the Taurus, like this idea. And it's in reverse. So sweet surrender. So you apparently have been stubborn about something, which is so typical of a Taurus, to be stubborn. It says here, let go, let go, let go, and lighten your load. Then sail freely through the open door to inner peace. So I don't know about you, but I remember how they used to say, like, an elephant remembers. And so an elephant has a long memory. So keep in mind that right now, it is what you are thinking that's keeping you grounded here. But the future is trying to reveal itself to you, but you keep holding on to the past. And that is what would be a sin to live in the past, to bring those things from the past, to think that you can't because of the past, or whatever that may be that you're anchoring. Let go of that anchor and let your ship sail, Taurus. Okay. And when you do that, look at that, sail freely. So, as it was in the reverse, know that you need to lift that anchor and let go, or throw it all overboard and just let the ship sail. Okay. My beautiful Capricorns is our third earth sign. And let's see what is revealed for you. Okay. Okay, beautiful. I love the colors on this deck. I love all the imagery and all the attention to detail that was provided in this deck. Where's the illustration from? Uh, okay, it says here, illustration is from Vasmine Westwood. Good work, Vasmine. Good work. Okay, so Capricorn, let your true colors sparkle, glimmer, and glow for all to see. And it's all iridescence. And I love it how, we have the Leo here just saying the same thing. Roar, and don't worry if it breaks some glass. Let your true self come out, and just, be free. No, stop worrying what people are going to think. Stop worrying, and just enjoy. Literally love yourself a little more. Just love that uniqueness. There's no one like you. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of this, each one of us. There's no one like each one of us. Okay, we're moving on to water signs. So we're going to do Pisces next. Oh, Pisces, you've got to work on something. It says here, bird's eye view. So apparently something is not clear for you. You do not have the bird's eye view. You don't have the perspective that you need on the situations. But it says, fly high and observe from above. Here you'll find a new perspective, greater understanding, and compassion. So what this is meaning to say for you, Pisces, because you're like emotionally invested in this. You've got all of your heart in this. And because of that, you're too close to the situation. You're too close to the problem, the challenge. And because you're so close, you have what is called that tunnel vision. But when you start pulling up, and distancing yourself away from that, what is, taking up most of your emotional energy, well, guess what? You're going to see things, and you're going to see things that you didn't see there before. And now you will be able to make better decisions because of that. So distance yourself from what is going on, even if it means not answering a phone, not returning a text, going away for a couple days, you know, just literally not talking about that. And as you do that, then you can come back and look at it with this new perspective, this new refreshed vision, and actually see things for what they really are. Okay, let's move on to Scorpio. Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio? Okie doke. Interesting. We had this. Okay. Pollination. So, Scorpio, you are not pollinating, you are not getting involved, and you think that that's the way to do things. You want to play it safe. That's what I'm getting. So, it's a little bit different than the previous message. I'm getting this for the Scorpios. It says here, pay attention to new thoughts and ideas, as they are the seeds that will soon blossom into fulfilling opportunities and projects. The thing is that for you, they're there, but you feel that if you stay quiet, if you stay, on the fringe, that it's going to be okay, or that whatever it is, it's going to work itself out, or maybe that, your opinion, your ideas don't matter. That's not the way to go with this. Right now, your opinion matters. You are being asked to step up. That's why this Leo moon is just sending you this vibe. And if you feel uncomfortable around the neck, and you don't have room to breathe, it's because you're being asked. They want to box you in, and eventually you're going to need to say something. And when you do, it's going to be something of value. Just know it, that it matters and that it makes a difference. And what you have to say is important. And now is the time. Okay, next one up is Cancer, our next and third water sign. Okay, one of three. Cancer. All right. So another reversal, and we see this light, and it's in the reverse. So keen vision. So it's about asking for that keen vision. So sometimes we see, but we just don't want to admit what we're seeing. We want to just lie to ourselves. It says here, as you sharpen your focus, the course ahead becomes clear. So it's important for you to see things for what they are. And this is almost like urging you to embrace that mantra that, I am willing to see things for what they are. And adding, I have clear vision and have the ability to take action based on what I'm seeing. So just embrace that idea, that as you develop the keen vision to see things beyond, to be able to see truth beyond the layer, to see past the illusion. And that is what is being asked of you, Cancer, to see. And maybe, you allow your heart to block the things because you don't want to hurt someone, or you don't believe that it could be possible. But sometimes we just need to ask for that clear vision and to filter the truth, and that we have the courage to accept the truth and also the wisdom to take right action. Moving on to the fire signs. Okay. So our next one is going to be Aries. Okay, in reverse. Oh, another reversal. Oh no, that came that way. Okay, good. Feathers from heaven. Beautiful. It says here for Aries, gentle messages of love and support are drifting your way from loved ones and angels. So this is a beautiful message. I'm also getting a connection here for a collective group. Not all of you, but a collective. So this is more of you than not. Someone or someone that has passed away, reaching out, letting you know that they are okay. Another message that I'm getting is that whatever you perceive to have been a miscommunication, it's under the water. Don't worry about it, because love is the one energy that takes care of everything. So allow that love to rule through. Feathers from heaven, but mostly understand that, even this beautiful, what's it called? Angelic force, guardian angels are there watching over you, and you are being healed, you're being loved, you're being, it's like the vision of the romance, not so much in the romantic way where the lover puts those petals and takes it to their chambers, but definitely to understand that love is being laid out for you on the path ahead, and know that love is there supporting you and your decisions. All good. Okay, our next one up is going to be for Sagittarius. Our next fire sign is Sagittarius. Okay, boom. Oh, my fire signs. Interesting, because it says hum and it's in the reverse. And I'm sure it has to do with music. Try humming to balance and raise your vibration. And I love that beautiful card. There are a lot of musical notes. So it's about the throat chakra here, my friends. So let's and feel that vibration in your body, and allow the sound to heal you. Could be music, but understand that the healing comes from you. So that's the good part. So apparently, two things: communication, spend some time humming. And I think that's something that I need to add to the channel about humming and vibration. So let me write this down because I don't want to forget, and I'll share it with our community. Humming, vibration, it's good stuff. I remember a while back when I oh, this is like about 30 or something years ago. Probably 40. Anyway, no, I think it's 30. Yeah, 30 something, 35 maybe. But anyway, I developed a lump on my throat, and with my mom, went to the doctors. They did all these, put all these huge needles there. Doctor says, "Oh, this is a probability that this is cancer." Actually, he didn't say it that way. He actually said it was cancer. And at that time in my life, I put others first, others' feelings, others' opinions. And so I believe I made my own diagnosis that it was me not communicating effectively. And I remember that I had taken some time off to heal. And in that healing, I would go for these slow jogs and I would hum. So it's interesting that this is showing up. And I am a Sagittarian. So a reminder that it's important that we, speak our truth and that we honor ourselves and that we can be healed also. So what you have to say is of value. The other person isn't just as important. Both are important. It's part of the cosmic flow. We as one body. Okay? And Leo. Ah, it's funny. I feel like we started this reading with this card in the reverse. And Leo, this is about before you roar, think twice. And if I remember, Mercury in Capricorn is working with us to do that. So, hey, halt yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then speak. Because here we go. Bird bath. Cleanse your dusty wings so you can fly more freely. So it's almost like before you start criticizing another person, realize that there are three fingers pointing back at you. So zip it up. And, I don't know if your grandma said this, but my grandma's saying this. So now I'm going to tell you what my grandma used to say. If it ain't pretty, don't say it. If you don't have anything nice to say about another person, don't. And if somebody's asking you for an opinion about somebody else that they haven't met yet, just keep it to yourself and just say, I think it is best that you discover and make that judgment on yourself. Because that might be a whole different person for you. Because different energies work together. So maybe with what you see in someone might not be the same for someone else. So there you go. And that is more about healing yourself. No criticizing others. It is best you work on yourself. And as you do that, this cleansing, everyone, you're going to start seeing the best of others as well. So there you have it, my friends. This is our full moon read, and I want to thank all of you who were able to chime in with me on the live. And again, this video is being left up for you so you can come back and catch it later. I said this before earlier in the video. If you would like to have a card drawn for you, feel free to join me on Patreon at any level you want, and I will definitely cue you in for your reading. You can come back and see it whenever you want, whenever you have available. Again, to all of you who support me, who have sent me your super chats and contributed to this journey, I thank you so much. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And till the next time, our next live event we'll have, and I'll post it on Patreon, and I'll post it here on the community thing that YouTube has, so that you can put it in your calendar for the next events, and you can be aware that we can hang out together. But I also invite you to join me on the journey of the books that I share here on the channel. I love when you leave me your feedbacks, and I love to know that you're part of this community. So if you haven't done so, hit that like button. And until we meet again at the next video here on my channel, wherever that may be, many blessings to you. So I thank the energy and the creator and all the angels for allowing this session and what has come and channeled through. And with that, I'll hit our bell, and we will conclude our time together. Again, thank you.